Critical Blast, where pop culture gets blasted.
And good evening, everybody. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at criticalblast.com. And we are continuing the streak of keeping up some live streams here, going on almost 2 weeks now every night. Thought we were going to get out of it tonight, but by golly, if someone didn't tell us to go talk to somebody and he was ready and raring to go. So we are going to welcome Fist of Fiction to the stream tonight. Fist, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I don't know how much you keep up on comic books, but that's what we do a lot of, and it's made me pull my hair out all week long, as you can see
Hey,
here.
I don't have too much either. See, it's all down here. It's all down here.
Yeah.
It fell.
Well, you know, they say, you know, if it starts from the front, you're a great thinker, and if it gets pulled out from the back, you're a great lover. I'm fuzzy in the back here, so you know.
Hey, put that thinking to loving. It's easy.
That's so I don't know anything about your project, so I have
it's
absolutely
okay.
nothing based off of. Just put out the call, said, hey, I want to do some streams. People said, hey, you should look at this. You weren't gotten involved. I'm like, okay, bring it on. And I've seen a cover, which looks absolutely fantastic. So
Thank you.
Tell us about your project here.
So it's called Guardian of the Ward. Pretty much, I got inspired from it. I'm pretty sure everyone's seen the image of that teddy bear standing on the bed defending the sleeping child from the monster.
Yeah.
So that image just blew me away, and I was like, you know, I think I can make a whole like thing from that, a whole world from that. So at first I started looking like, has anyone ever done this? And I didn't really see anything. You know what? I might be the first, and if I'm not, I might be the second. Oh well. So
make it the third.
I started brainstorming ideas. Oh, I'm the third?
Yeah.
I'll be the third. Third's okay. It's bronze medal. It's a bronze medal. I'll take that.
That's right. You're still standing up there, man.
So you know, I was like, you know, I could take that and make it to a whole world, you know, not just the teddy bear defending, you know, the kids against the nightmare, but something bigger than that, something larger than that. So, you know, I started really thinking, and you know, I just came up with this whole thing, and it's pretty much done. I gave it to some people. They really, really liked it, and they were surprised about how good it was. So once I get the topography done and some of the other stuff ironed out, it'll be ready for release.
Awesome. Yeah, there's I can't remember who the artist is because it's been a long time since I started. She's doing sort of a monochrome teddy bear kind of thing. It's called The Good Night, I believe, is the title of her book. And then just a couple of days ago, we had a gentleman on who's doing a book called Unstitched, which is a teddy bear guardian against nightmares. But I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter because there were at least a dozen other bespectacled young boys who find out they're wizards and go to a school for it long before J.K. Rowling came along, and it didn't stop her any. So, you know, go with what your story is. It's gonna look like some stuff. It's gonna sound like some stuff. It's gonna be its own thing. So
exactly,
nothing wrong with that. Now, is this a graphic novel or a novel? I couldn't tell from just the cover.
No, it's okay. No, it's a fantasy novel actually. So the first book is like I said, it's done. I'm just working on the lettering of the cover. The second book, which is the prelude to the first book, is also done, and I'm just working on the cover for that one to get that nailed down. And then I'm about halfway through the third book, which is actually the second book in the series. So it's got multiple points of view, one from the teddy bear, and then others from other parts of the world. And so yeah, it's a fantasy novel. It's at about 110,000 words, cut down from its original of 170. So it's short, it's punchy. Let's see. How do people said that it reminds them somewhat of a what is it? The Blade itself, so like that sort of style.
Yeah.
Because it's got multiple point of views, multiple characters, that sort of stuff.
Now, have you written before? I mean, are you published in other things?
No, I've ghostwritten before. So this
Okay.
is my first foray into self-publishing. I was thinking about going the traditional route, but I just really wanted to take a stab at the self-publishing. It seems to be that's where everything's going nowadays.
It is, and it's a lot more work. I'll tell you that because I'm familiar with the ghostwriting game. Um, I have I was the ghostwriter for Warren Murphy on the
Oh,
Destroyer series, Remo Williams, until I finally got, this last book. They actually gave me credit on it because
okay, congrats. I didn't.
which I think is a mistake. I think they didn't mean to do that. Uh, but also with that experience, Critical Blast branched out 3 years ago into publishing other
Mhm.
people's works. So we've done a hardcover superhero young adult novel by Stephen J. Mitchell,
Okay.
which is Bulletproof. The link for which is in the description if anybody is interested. And then right before we set up, I had a delivery from UPS, and this is the first time I've had my hands on The Devil You Know, which is our 370-page fantasy anthology of
Oh,
stories about people's encounters with the devil. So I was packaging up the author copies and uh, sticking them in with the bookmarks.
hey, that's
Uh,
nice.
everything came today. Everything came today, including more of these holofoil Critical Blast stickers. And I'll put
Now,
up something where people can figure out how to get those later here.
I want to say I
But
like the logo. It reminds me of the old school Looney Tunes.
oh, yeah. Well, I found the Looney Tunes background uh, for a cartoon interview we did last week or so ago, and the circle just fits so well in the middle. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to keep that for a
Yeah,
while until I find something better.
it hit me. I was like, oh, I like that.
A lot of people they can't see it with us sitting on top of it here, but when we
Yeah,
change
see,
it
it's
like that,
perfect.
then it'll show a little bit. Oh, so how long have you been writing?
Let's see. So right now, let's see. It's 2020. So about 4 years. So I've ghostwritten 4 projects that actually one of them sold pretty well. The other two, decent. And then I was like, I just always wanted to make my own, do my own. I just didn't have that idea that I was really passionate about until I saw that image. And then
Yeah.
after that, like it just the words just kind of the ideas, everything just kind of came together. It's really amazing when you're passionate about something, how easy it is versus someone.
Uh-oh. And I think we've lost him. We lost your video and your audio there for a second. And now you're back.
Can you okay. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. So where was I at? Oh yeah, how when ghostwriting, someone's like, hey, make this is how I want it. And it's kind of like a job, but when you're passionate about your own project, everything just seems seamless, smooth, easy.
So when you were ghostwriting, were you on a franchise character or a series, or was this just something?
The first one, the one that sold really well was a series, and then the other two were or the other ones were standalone.
Okay, I mean, if you could say what they are, you're allowed to say what they are here. I don't know if you're allowed by contract to say what they are.
No, I'm not, because when you said yours, I was gonna say mine. I was like, wait, no, I can't.
Okay, yeah. I mean, a lot of the Destroyer series were ghost written, and they'll have Warren Murphy and Richard Sapir on the cover, but when you turn it to the inside page, it'll say copyright by the actual writer who was contracted to write the books out.
Yeah, they all gave me. I had to sign the NDA saying that I can't disclose who and for what I ghost wrote for, that's fine.
That makes it hard to even put it on a resume, though, to say, "Hey, I've written some books that sold."
Because it was just something that I always, I guess, people said I was good at, and I guess how I got into it was I was referred. I was sitting there, because I'm in the military, so I'm sitting there, I'm at work doing my job, and then my wife, she's like, "Hey, I have a relative that needs a book written. I know that you're a good writer. Can you do it for him? So I got in contact. We went back and forth a little bit, discussing ideas. I sent him a sample. He really liked it, and he wanted the whole thing. And so it was three novels at about 70,000 words, I believe.
Well, that's not bad. It was sort of a novella length book there.
Yeah, so they went on this to sell pretty good. I got a nice little piece of change from it, and the other two, I think so because he's pretty good. He's pretty prevalent in the writing community. So I got referred by him, like 2 more
Okay.
referrals.
So why are you looking to crowdfund your self-publishing, or are you going to crowdfund it? Are you just going to self-publish it and be done with it? Or are you going to try and get the Kickstarter going?
So what I'm going to do, my plan right now is because I paid for the editing, everything is good, everything's done. I'm just going to release it, see what the general public thinks, and then I'll release the prelude to book 1, which is book 0, and then see how that does. And then after that, I plan to try and crowdfund the rest of the series.
Okay. So this is a done deal. I mean, when is it? When are hard copies going to be available of this?
So because of this silly little virus and me being in the military, it's so hard to like definitively plan things. So it's definitely going to be out before November. 100%.
Okay, that's not long.
Yeah, it could be ready in the next 2 months, but I like to get things how I want them. So, but 100% before November, and I'm going to try and do a whole little release, because that part of the publishing world is new to me. Marketing, getting my name out there, that sort of stuff. So once I saw an ability to stream, an opportunity to stream, I just jumped on it.
Yeah, this next 3 months will be both the longest and the shortest of your life.
Say that.
I'm telling you, it's like when I put in the order for the books, I was like, oh, and have you got everything formatted to a publishing state, or is it still in manuscript format?
No, it is actually it's formatted to a publishing state. I paid someone a little bit to do it, so it's everything is good except for the cover, and I need to go through it. Just this will be the 5th time I go through it to make sure that everything is consistent with the book in between book 0 and book 2.
Yeah, you want
because I don't want anything crazy, any plot holes or massive plot holes or anything like that.
Oh, once you're on the publishing end of it, you're not even looking at the plot holes anymore. This is a 5x8 book, which is what I told them I wanted it to be. I told the cover artist it's going to be a 5x8 book. I told the printers so there's going to be a 5x8 book. I took the PDF and I took the document into it and I formatted everything so the page breaks were in nice spots. I didn't have, you know, that little hashtag thing you put in between paragraphs to show a little bit of a passage of time sometimes?
Yes.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, that sucker will always fall at the bottom of the page or the top of the page where it just doesn't look right. It's totally wrong. You got to look for those things. Had all that done, and I sent it off to the printer. I was like, here we go. And they printed it, and they started distributing it. And you know what they came back after they printed like 10 of them? They said,
what?
Hey, you told us this was 5x8 and you sent us a 6x9 manuscript, and it's printing off the sides of the page and over the top, and the cover's wrong. And they were sending the things out. I'm like, stop, don't do that. So I had to get back with the cover artist and say, okay, look, we sent you a 5x8, but the spine is going to be different now. It went from 180 pages to 370. Which of course affects the thickness of the book.
Yep.
I had to wait for them to get time to readjust everything, send it back out again. This could have been done a month earlier, but
see,
because I wasn't paying attention.
Thank you for telling me that, because you know what? I might just, depending on how everything works out, I might just do an ebook release and then do the paperback stuff, hardback stuff later.
I wouldn't do that.
Oh,
I
don't do
wouldn't do
that.
that. I wouldn't put the ebook out first. I always think it's like when we did Bulletproof. We've still only got this one in hardcover. This came out in October.
Hmm.
The traditional path is, always the hardcover, and then you can put the softcover and the ebook out at the same time. But a lot of people like to have, lost you again. He'll come back. Oh, he's totally gone. He's totally gone. Fists of Fiction. Got to get you back. I hope you're not driving. Uh, Rebel Gaming. Yeah, this is where you can get your Testify armband if you go into the index of videos and find that live stream from earlier this week, Monday night live stream. Bap, good to see you here. It sounds like we've got an interesting publication going on here, and I can't wait to get Fists back in here. Hopefully, his little square here says devices are not connected, so nothing I can do for him here, and he's gone. All right, well, I can maybe try to load up the picture for this and at least show you the cover that he's got. Let me see what I can do, because my computer is actually behaving tonight. Hard to believe that this would be the case, but yes. Guardian of the Ward thumbnail. I'm just going to bring the thumbnail up into this, and I'm going to load it into an overlay, which actually takes up a lot less pressure on my system than trying to share a screen. So what we'll do is we'll just, I see Fist is trying to come back in here. Trying, but not yet successful. We'll see how that works. Anyway, here is the cover that he's got going on here. And this is a very, very cool looking cover. You've got the teddy bear here going up against like a Dementor nightmare time trapper kind of figure. So that's very, very awesome. And it looks like we got Fists in here twice. We got him back.
Hey, I'm sorry, that shouldn't happen again. That was one of my coworkers calling saying that the work day is over.
Oh, well, good for you, man.
Yeah, it's good. It's good news.
Hey, you're in the military. What branch you in, man?
Air Force.
Air Force.
Yes.
Thank you very much for your service, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thanks for your support.
I did not go in the military because nobody pushed me hard enough when I got out of high school. I took the ASVAB, got 97%, 99% percentile on it.
Okay.
And it was like everybody wanted me in. I'm like, I don't want to go. So, I had like the summer school a scholarship to West Point, and they're like, I'm not a physical kind of guy. I will die after 5 push-ups, and that was 40 years ago. I wish I could go back and kick my ass now. I was like, you fool, you'd have been retired for 10 years by now.
Yeah, the military is the best and the worst decision of my life. I say that every day. It's great. Travel a lot, meet a lot of great people, but goodness.
Yeah, I did get into military support. It was one of my first jobs. I was I got into computers, and I did a lot of programming for U.S. Transportation Command, Scott Air Force Base.
Oh, so, Scott, yes, I've been there before. It's a pretty good base.
Yeah, this was way back in its early. This is like 1980s, so we were writing off all this deployment software, and we got to give it a real good test right out of the box, because as soon as it was like almost done, Desert Shield and Desert Storm took place. I'm like, okay, guys, here we go. Let's put this software to the test.
Yep, and then they go put it to the test, and then it's all buggy and it doesn't work, and then you're just sitting there trying to figure it out in the middle of the desert in 130-degree heat.
We were, we had these Tempest machines, because everything had to be top secret and unreadable by like long distance range radio wave scanners, which totally blew my mind that such a thing existed. But we would get these red box dumb terminals, and it was literally like a cube with a keyboard sticking out the front and a CRT in the back of it. and you'd carry them to the table, and if you tilted it, sand would pour out of them where they had been airdropped into the desert. I was like, seriously, these things still work?
That's a
But
good one.
I did get a chance to put the cover up here for Guardian of the Ward. I'll put that back up there again.
Oh
so people can see
yes,
it.
yes. I do. I should give a. I don't know his real name, and I forgot his username, but I'll tweet it out after the stream is done. But he is an excellent artist. He knew exactly what I wanted, and he got it out there pretty quick. He's from
That's
Poland,
a very
I
cool
believe.
picture. I'm going to replace this thumbnail after the video too, because my keyboard has been sticking and not typing things, and I've not been noticing it. So I've given you a new name over here with the
No,
live
it's okay.
stream. That was not intentional. I hate when that happens.
It's okay.
But so no, you're saying November is when you're going to have hardcover, physical copies ready to go.
Yes, that is the definite plan. That is, like I said, the book is written. Just going over it, just making sure everything's tightened up. I want to get the font and everything looking correct the way I want it. I like that font up there, but I think I think I can get something a little bit better. So there's that, and then I'm just really going to hit the ground as far as making the hardbacks and paperbacks and all that stuff, and just making sure that that's right. So
you talk about the font of the title, the cover title.
Yes,
You want to change that?
yes.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of times you don't even use a font for that. If you can get I use a font because I'm lazy. But there are title designers out there, and I can hook you up with some people from the comic book industry who do that all the time.
I would definitely. I would love that. I was on the person that did that. I found him through Fiverr, I believe, and we've just been going back and forth. But I'm gonna give him a little bit more time because that was the third design he shot me. But like I said, I think we can get something even better.
Okay. Now, who are you? Well, before I get to that, you were in the middle of a sentence because we were talking about my size issues and getting things cut off, and you were going somewhere before you got your phone call came in and cut you off there.
Ooh, I do not remember.
Okay, then we'll move along. Who have you got picked out to do your publishing?
Oh, I'm going to self-publish. I'm going to try and do everything.
But I mean, you don't have a printer at home. You're not going to be hand cranking this thing.
Oh no! Oh yeah, you're talking about that part. So with that, I still need to research that. So if you have anyone, let me know.
The two most popular I have used. I used KDP, Kindles, for our first book, which was Gods and Services, our first anthology, which was it's 10 short stories about the mysterious shop that sells mysterious items, and there's a god attached to each one of them, and nobody knows it until they get home. And that god is now determined to make their life better because they are being served. And whether the person wants their life made better or not,
that's an interesting concept.
It was inspired by an old movie, an old Tony Randall Burl Ives movie called The Brass Bottle, where Tony Randall's character brings home from overseas this giant brass bottle, and he's polishing it up, and Burl Ives pops out of it. And now Burl Ives is determined to make Tony Randall's life better because he's the genie and he serves the master. And Tony's like, no, I don't want you. Go away. It was very much I Dream of Jeannie before the series.
Mm-hmm.
And interestingly enough, Tony Randall's girlfriend was played by Barbara Eden. So it just kind of all launched right out of there. But that was KDP. And then Bulletproof and The Devil You Know have both gone through Ingram Spark.
I have heard of Ingram Spark. Okay.
The things that you got to, if this is your first time self-publishing, the things you got to be looking for next are your ISBN number.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the things they'll say is, what's your ISBN number for this? Or would you like us to provide you a free one? Well, everyone's like, oh, of course I want you to provide me a free one because these things are like $85 for a number for each copy. So it's like, for your hardcover, for your paperback, and for your ebook. Yeah, it piles up. But here's the thing. If they give you the ISBN number, guess who owns your book?
They do.
They own your book.
Yeah, there's always strings attached when it comes to free.
So I did that with the Kindle. I haven't noticed anything real obvious with it. The only thing that happened with the Kindle book was that Amazon would not list it as published by Critical Blast Publishing. It says it in the book, it says it on the side of the book, but Amazon itself says, publisher, Kindle Publishing. And they would say, Lightning Source or Ingram Spark Publishing if I took one of their free ones. So I took their free one for the ebook version of this because I'm like, it's ebook. I'm not going to make anything on the ebook anyway. But I did buy and you can buy it through Ingram Spark. There's a path for doing that. It's like $85 for the ISBN. A lot of people say if you're going to be publishing a lot of books, then buy them in bulk. You can buy like 10 ISBN numbers. You don't have to assign them to anything until you're ready to use one of them.
It's not a bad idea.
You get a bit of a discount that way, but now you're talking like $450.
It's not a bad idea at all.
Yeah.
So KDP and Ingram Spark, okay? Because I've heard or I've read of people talking about Ingram Spark, but I didn't know about the KDP one.
Yeah, that's the kdp.amazon.com will take you right into it, and you can start building your book from there. There are others out there. All of the other ones I've seen are, so you want to publish your book? Well, send us your manuscript. Now send us a check.
Oh, yeah. No.
Wait, that's not the way this is supposed to work.
No, it's not.
So, but print on demand has really opened up a whole new world of this. So, Yes. That sounds, it gets me excited when you talk about stuff like that. The real fun thing is when you get listed and you go to Amazon and you see it show up, and then you start refreshing it, waiting for the first review, and refreshing it and waiting to see what your rank is.
Nope. I'm not that person. So here's my plan. I will publish it, promote it, but it's just like checking the comments on a YouTube video or anything. You just don't even do it.
No, don't do it, man. You're
even do it.
Asking for heartache.
Yeah.
What's really bad is when you come back like a month later and you look at your Amazon listing and they say available new from Amazon, and the dollar amount they've listed is less than your cover price.
Hey, like I said, hold on one second. Someone's talking to me. Hold on 1 second.
You got it. That's a whole bunch of fun. Because Amazon will buy a bulk from your printer. They don't buy just ones or twos every time somebody buys a book through Amazon. They'll say, okay, well, send us 10 of them and then we'll resell them. And if they sit there for longer than a certain amount of time, Amazon will decrement how much they want to take a loss on it just to get them out the door, because they didn't spend that much for them anyway. Mountaindale Press. I'll check that one out. So far, I've been okay with Ingram Spark. They've been a little bit slow. You coming back? Nope. I'm going to guess not. It got dark wherever Fists is at, too. But yeah, Ingram's been a little bit slow this year, but a lot of that's because their staff's been cut to a skeleton staff crew. So it takes, like, you place an order and it's 22 days before they get it from your order to actually printed, and then you got to wait for the delivery. This is a different kind of stream tonight. I haven't usually talked shop about the actual book publishing aspect of things, and this is something where, since I don't make comic books and I don't draw comic books, I don't create or draw comic books, so I can talk about publishing books because that's something I do. I've got hands-on experience with that. Man, it got dark where you're at.
Yes, it ended the workday, so yeah.
The sun has quit.
You know what? I'm happy because over here it is stupid hot.
Oh, where's over here?
This is the East Coast. I can't give too
no, don't get specific.
But yeah. East Coast.
All right. Yeah, we're St. Louis here, so we're like an hour ahead of you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the heat's probably not that bad over there, is it?
No, actually, it's been kind of raining today, and my wife says she might actually turn the furnace on tonight. It got chilly.
I can use a furnace. Well, not now, but during the winter
No.
time, I could definitely use furnaces.
BAP2 in the chat says suggested Mountaindale Press. Says it's a group by authors for authors. So,
Okay.
I've not heard of that one. I'll investigate it further. I was saying that I've been fairly happy with Ingram Spark. They did great with the Bulletproof book. Like I said, we had some things kicked back that I wish they'd have seen earlier, but really that their job is to print, and it's all on me. I approved it. So, and they've been slow right now because they're all on a skeleton staff with COVID and everything.
Everything's slow right now.
Yeah.
Everything's slow. That's why I said hopefully November, but depending on how everything goes with this virus, it might be, who knows?
Well, that's the one thing about being quarantined is people are looking for entertainment, and
Yes.
you can provide a new book that they want to read now, and especially if it's something that their kids want to read. Now, I don't know what kind of market you're aiming this toward.
No, so it's pretty much on the. It's not very let's see. So it's not very gory. It's got some action scenes in it, but it's not explicit. So no sexual explicit scenes or anything like that. It's pretty much just your run of the mill, very classic fantasy story. The stuff that I grew up reading that I love. And a lot of other people that I've seen out there are they're really wanting that sort of thing now. Let's see. I don't know if you ever read Dragonlance, like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman.
Yeah, so stuff along those lines, like adventure story.
Yeah.
Multiple characters, that sort of stuff. There's some action in there as well, there's a lot of action in there, so that sort of stuff.
That's what drives the book. I haven't read Dragonlance in a long time, and every time it comes up, I always think of the same scene, which was the inside the gnome caverns, where they got the different levels, and it's like how do you get up to level 72? It's like we got this. It's a gnome flinger, and you get the gnome in there, and they aim it, and they throw him up there. So what if you miss? Oh, no problem. We sound an alarm. We blow up this flag. A net comes out on floor 70 and catches him. What if it doesn't miss? No problem.
They did such a good job with that whole series. And I read that series till probably the series fell off. Like very obscure characters that no one ever heard of. Like I probably kept reading that series until it fell off.
Oh. Yeah, if you like that kind of thing, I'm gonna recommend something to you here, because when I read this self-published work, the first thing I said about it was, "This is Weiss and Hickman all over again."
Yeah, I'll have to read that then.
This is Angst.
Okay.
By David J. Peterson, and he's got the series is over with 5 books.
Perfect.
They're heavy. But Angst is it's a medieval fantasy kind of thing with magic. Only magic's been outlawed. Angst has always wanted to be a hero, but instead he ends up working in the clerical offices of the castle, using his one particular brand of magic to do whatever he's allowed to do. And then after work, he always goes out and drinks with the boys. And it comes to a time where he's in a bar fight, and there's this sword in a stone, and it's huge. It's like a statue of a sword. It's like taller than he is, and it's twice as wide. And a fight breaks out, and before he knows it, he's got the sword in his hand that he pulled from the statue, and everybody's like looking at him like, how the hell did you do that?
Yes.
And he's been chosen to become the hero for this adventure that's going to save his world. Well, guess what? He's 47 years old with a paunch and thinning hair. He's not cut out for heroing anymore, but he's the only one who can do it. So that's the whole, it's a midlife crisis in medieval times is how David has marketed the thing. And
that's pretty good.
It's funny and it's adventurous. And I've emailed him before and I said, you better have brought this guy back, because if you let him die like that, we're going to talk. So it's got all that stuff that, you know, that grabs you and drives the story.
Hey, I'm going to pick that up.
I recommend it heavily. So, you know, we're only about halfway in, but we don't have a lot of stuff to show and
Sure.
to talk about yet. But when you do publish, do reach out to us, because, you know, it's what we do at criticalblast.com is we do book reviews and movie reviews and comic book reviews.
I will. Hey, you guys will probably be the first people I notify, aside from my family.
That's what we're here for. And I want to let people in the chat know, you know, if you like this channel, hit the website up. That doesn't cost you a thing. Just come by and read the articles we're doing, putting the stories up. If you do want, you know, merch, well, we've got a t-shirt shop with some designs in it that we've paid people for. We do have, of course, the books. I pushed Bulletproof Origins, even though it came out in October. Stephen J. Mitchell is a single dad right now who's been job displaced because of COVID. So we have bumped up his royalty rate to pretty much 100%. So people can pick that up off Amazon. The link is in the description. And then, of course, this is the new one. So I'm morally obligated to bring this one up for the authors who are involved. This is The Devil You Know. So that's available on Amazon as well. And if you just want one of our stickers, there is a method for making that happen. All you have to do is send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Critical Blast at 1097 Prestwick Drive, Belleville, Illinois 62221. And if you're really nice to us, you might even get one of our very limited edition, as in there's like 5 of them left, keychains. But let us know what you would like us to send you. Well, Fists, I'm going to let you drive out of there before it gets too much darker and maybe a little too dangerous to be sitting in a parking lot by yourself.
RJ, I really appreciate you having me on. You know, I'm a complete unknown, so thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to just show my work out there and get my face out there. I appreciate it so much.
Well, hit us back up, come closer to November, and we will see what we can do about making you a known.
Thank you so much. You have a good night.
You too, man. Take care.
Afternoon. Bye.
Bye.